Korean Drama Fever presents
K-dramas that Korea rejected but the world loved. Moon Lovers, Scarlet Heart Ryo had all the ingredients for success. A famous cast, a big budget, and a strong international fan base. It was even based on the well-loved Chinese novel and drama, Bubu Jingxin, which was already a hit in China. However, despite these advantages, the drama ended up being a huge failure in Korea while becoming a global sensation. One of the biggest reasons for its failure in Korea was the casting of idol actors. At the time, IU was still trying to prove herself as an actress, and many viewers felt her performance was too stiff. Baekhyun, who made his acting debut as the playful 10th prince, was adored by international fans but heavily criticized in Korea. Idol actors often struggle to gain recognition, and many believed their performances weren't strong enough for such an emotional drama. Production issues also made things worse. There were frequent script changes, last-minute casting adjustments, and delays due to Lee Joon-gi's military service. This resulted in an inconsistent storyline. Some parts felt rushed, while others lacked depth. Another major factor was the overwhelming level of heartbreak in the series. While Korean audiences enjoy romance and drama, Moon Lovers went beyond that, delivering one tragic event after another. Many beloved characters met heartbreaking fates, and just when viewers hoped for a happy ending, the open-ended finale left them emotionally drained. Interestingly, while Korean viewers lost interest, international fans embraced the emotional intensity. The drama became a massive hit in China, Japan, and Southeast Asia, gaining billions of views on streaming platforms. It turns out that global audiences love tragic melodramas, and Moon Lovers provided all the heartbreak they wanted. Despite its failure in Korea, the drama remains a beloved classic worldwide, with fans still hoping for a second season. The Legend of the Blue Sea had all the right ingredients to be an instant classic. A love story stretching across centuries, a charming con artist with a good heart, and a mermaid struggling to fit into the human world. It blended fantasy, romance, and comedy in a way that seemed irresistible. Despite its famous cast and stunning visuals, the drama received mixed reactions. Some viewers found it magical. Lee Min-ho and Jun Ji-hyun's chemistry was effortless, shifting between funny conversations and deeply emotional moments. Their interactions alone made the show enjoyable. The humor was well-timed, and the emotional depth made it even more engaging. The breathtaking cinematography, from crystal-clear underwater scenes to picturesque shots of Spain, added to the fairy tale-like experience. However, the editing was a common complaint, especially among Korean viewers. Scenes felt rushed, key moments were removed, and the overall storytelling suffered. It wasn't until the director's cut, 16 minutes longer, that audiences realized how much had been left out. The extra footage provided much-needed context, improving character development and making the story flow better. Yet, international viewers saw the show differently. Legend of the Blue Sea was a global success. It earned a 9 out of 10 on IMDb, received major award nominations, and was distributed worldwide. The mix of fantasy, romance, humor, and a star-studded cast made it a fan favorite for many. So why did opinions vary so much? Perhaps it all came down to perspective. Those who connected with the story overlooked its technical flaws, while others found it lacking despite its beauty. But in the end, the drama achieved its goal. It told a heartfelt tale of love, destiny, and the idea that, against all odds, some souls, whether human or mermaid, are simply meant to be together. This drama was based on a well-loved manhwa, so expectations were high. Many hoped it would be a standout fantasy K-drama, but instead, it became one of the biggest letdowns for Korean viewers. It had all the right elements for success. An interesting mythological storyline, stunning visuals, and a star-studded cast, including Nam Joo-hyuk, Shin Se-kyung, and Crystal Jung. However, things didn't go as planned. Ratings were poor, staying between 2% and 3.5%, and fans of the original manhwa were especially disappointed. The show's biggest issues were weak writing, unclear direction, and most importantly, the lack of chemistry between the main leads. Fantasy romance dramas are meant to be magical and emotional, but many felt this one failed on both counts. The fantasy world looked beautiful but lacked depth, while the romance felt unnatural. The story was so messy that viewers were often confused instead of engaged. Even when the drama tried to build suspense, it led nowhere. One viewer even called it the most anticlimactic drama I've ever seen. Other problems included poorly developed characters, awkward editing, and side plots that didn't add much to the story. Given all this, it's no surprise that the drama flopped in Korea. But here's the twist: international fans saw it differently. While Korean audiences didn't connect with it, global viewers appreciated its charm. The drama received a solid 4.4 star rating, with fans praising its beauty, emotions, and storytelling. Some viewers even watched it multiple times, calling the direction and dialogues amazing. On Asian Wiki, it scored an 87% approval rating, with many enjoying its humor and witty lines, something that seemed to go unnoticed in Korea. Some fans even started using quotes from the drama in their daily conversations. So, was The Bride of Habaek really a bad drama, or just misunderstood? In Korea, it was too slow, too confusing, and lacked emotional impact. But worldwide, it found an audience that admired its unique fantasy romance, beautiful visuals, and charm. It may not have lived up to the hype, but for the right viewers, it was still a captivating watch. Arthdal Chronicles was called Korea's answer to Game of Thrones. With a massive budget of 40 billion won, about $33.7 million, and a famous cast, including Song Joong-ki and Jang Dong-gun, it seemed destined to be a huge success. The story, set in the mythical land of Arth, explored power struggles, tribal wars, and the birth of the first kingdom on the continent. On paper, it sounded like a groundbreaking show. In reality, Korean audiences weren't fully convinced. Despite its large scale, Arthdal Chronicles struggled to win over local viewers. The first episode had a 6.7% viewership rating, which later climbed to 7.3%. However, compared to TVN's previous high-budget historical drama, Mr. Sunshine, which started at 8.9%, it was clear that Arthdal Chronicles didn't meet expectations. One major issue? The pacing. Some thought it was too slow, others found the story too complicated, and many felt the world-building wasn't convincing enough. Then there was the unavoidable comparison to Game of Thrones. From political conflicts to costumes, the drama couldn't escape the shadow of HBO's hit series. Some even noted similarities to Apocalypto, which didn't help its case. And then there was the CGI. Given the huge budget, viewers expected top-notch visual effects. Instead, some scenes looked less impressive than expected, making people question where all the money went. But while Korean audiences were critical, international viewers had a different reaction. They loved it. Perhaps because they weren't comparing it to Game of Thrones as much, or maybe they simply appreciated the effort of creating a large-scale fantasy K-drama. Outside of Korea, Arthdal Chronicles built a loyal fanbase, with many praising its ambitious storytelling and unique setting. After all, how often do we see a full-scale historical fantasy drama from Korea? For many, it was exciting to watch a K-drama explore themes like ancient wars and the rise of civilization, rather than sticking to the usual romance-driven plots. So, was Arthdal Chronicles a failure or just misunderstood? In Korea, it didn't fully meet expectations. But globally, it found new life, proving that sometimes a show's biggest fans aren't at home. And with a second season released years later, it's clear the story of Arth isn't over yet. The 2020 drama, It's Okay to Not Be Okay, took a bold step by exploring mental health, trauma, and emotional healing while mixing dark fantasy with real-life struggles. Starring Kim Soo-hyun, Sa Ye-ji, and Oh Jung-se, the series was both visually striking and emotionally powerful. While international viewers loved its deep themes and fairy tale-like storytelling, Korean audiences were less enthusiastic. The show struggled with TV ratings, partly because Korean viewers tend to prefer more traditional genres like family dramas, romantic comedies, or slice-of-life stories. In contrast, It's Okay to Not Be Okay tackled topics that some found too heavy or sensitive for primetime television. Seo Ye-ji's character, Ko Moon-young, is an outspoken and emotionally unstable children's book author with antisocial traits. She is blunt, rude, and unapologetic, very different from the sweet and innocent female leads typically seen in K-dramas. Kim Soo-hyun played Moon Gang-tae, a psychiatric caregiver who has spent his life looking after his autistic older brother. Their relationship was intense and complex, making the drama emotionally draining at times. While international fans found this refreshing, some Korean viewers were uncomfortable with how the show portrayed mental health and emotional struggles. The drama also faced controversies. Less than a month after it aired, a scene sparked backlash for allegedly promoting sexual harassment. Ko Moon-young forcefully grabbed and touched Moon Gang-tae, which some viewers found inappropriate. The Korean Communications Standards Commission received complaints, and many demanded an apology. Another controversy involved plagiarism. Fans of the late SHINee member Kim Jong-hyun noticed that one of his personal letters had been used as dialogue without permission. Since his words were deeply meaningful to his fans, this caused an uproar in the K-pop community and further hurt the drama's reputation in Korea. Despite these issues, the series gained worldwide recognition. It was praised for its stunning cinematography, emotional depth, and strong performances, especially from Kim Soo-hyun and Oh Jung-se, who played Moon Gang-tae's autistic brother. The show received 8 nominations and won 2 awards at the 57th Baeksang Arts Awards. It was also named one of the New York Times Best International Shows of 2020 and earned a 2021 International Emmy nomination for Best Miniseries. In the end, It's Okay Not to Be Okay proved that telling difficult stories can leave a lasting impact. Imagine waking up one day in the Joseon dynasty, and you're now a queen. That's exactly what happens in Mr. Queen, a mix of history, comedy, and time travel madness. A modern-day chef, after a strange accident, finds himself trapped in the body of Queen Cho-rin, played by Shin Ye-soon. With his 21st century way of thinking, he struggles to handle the complicated politics of the royal palace. Meanwhile, King Chol-jung, played by Kim Jung-hyun, pretends to be clueless while secretly being sharp and intelligent. This mix of humor and depth made the drama a hit. However, Mr. Queen didn't have a smooth journey. While it gained huge popularity in Korea and worldwide, it also sparked major controversy. In episode 2, a character casually called the historical records of the Joseon dynasty a tabloid. Since these records are considered a national treasure in South Korea, many saw this as deeply disrespectful. The backlash was immediate. Around 700 complaints were sent to the Korea Communications Standards Commission. Viewers accused the show of disrespecting history. In response, the production team apologized, saying they never meant to offend anyone and that they valued Korean history. But that wasn't the only problem. The drama was based on a Chinese web novel, which upset some Korean viewers. The situation worsened when people discovered that the original author had made negative comments about Korea in their other works. Although the producers claimed they weren't aware of this, many viewers found it hard to separate the drama from its controversial source. Then came the cast scandals. Actor Kim Jung-hyun, who played King Chol-jung, faced backlash for past behavior during the filming of another drama, Time, 2018. He was accused of mistreating his co-stars and staff, leading to calls for him to leave the entertainment industry. Meanwhile, lead actress Shin Ye-soon also faced criticism. Some viewers felt she knowingly took part in a drama that disrespected Korean history. Online forums were flooded with negative comments, with some calling her a sellout. Despite all the controversy, Mr. Queen remained incredibly successful. It became one of the highest-rated dramas on TVN, with its final episode reaching an impressive 14.9% viewership. When it was later added to Netflix, its popularity soared again. In just 1 week, it gained 20.9 million global viewing hours and ranked 5th on Netflix's worldwide TV charts. It even reached the top 10 in 33 countries, including Brazil, Singapore, and Thailand. Unlike traditional historical dramas, which are often slow and serious, Mr. Queen combined slapstick comedy with complex palace politics, making it fresh and fun for global audiences. Shin Ye-sun's performance stood out. She perfectly captured the awkwardness of a man stuck in a queen's body while also delivering emotional moments. Kim Jin-hyun's portrayal of King Chul-jong added more depth to the story, making their chemistry even more engaging. One reason for its international success was accessibility. While Korean audiences turned away from Mr. Queen, viewers from around the world streamed it non-stop. With subtitles in multiple languages and availability on platforms like Netflix and Viki, the drama gained a massive following. While Korea may have tried to cancel Mr. Queen, the rest of the world embraced it. Sisyphus, the Myth, was a sci-fi thriller that promised exciting time travel twists, intense action, and a star-studded cast, including Cho Sung-woo and Park Shin-ye. As JTBC's 10th anniversary special drama, expectations were high. The story followed a brilliant engineer, a warrior from the future, and their mission to stop a time loop before a nuclear disaster. It seemed like the perfect recipe for success, so what went wrong? In South Korea, the show struggled. It started with a decent 6.67% rating but dropped to 4.36% by the finale, even hitting a low of 3.39% at one point. Viewers noticed the decline. One major issue was the storyline. Time travel dramas need to follow clear rules, but Sisyphus often ignored its own logic, leaving audiences confused. Some characters disappeared without explanation, the romance felt weak, and the main villain seemed like an afterthought rather than a real threat. Even the South China Morning Post gave it a harsh 1.5 out of 5 rating, calling the ending disappointing and illogical. However, international audiences had a different reaction. Sci-fi fans worldwide saw Sisyphus as an ambitious, though imperfect, high-concept drama. Some compared it to The Matrix, though a lighter version with more focus on faith and family. While the plot was complicated and required effort to follow, many global viewers enjoyed the challenge. Unlike Korean audiences, who are usually more selective with their dramas, international fans tend to be more open to unique and experimental stories. So, was Sisyphus a failure or just misunderstood? In Korea, it didn't perform as JTBC had hoped. But globally, sci-fi fans gave it the appreciation it deserved, proving that sometimes, all a show needs is the right audience. Marry My Husband had everything to be a hit: revenge, betrayal, and a second chance at life. The story follows Kang Ji-won, who suffers in a bad marriage, gets betrayed by her best friend, and is diagnosed with cancer. Before she can process it, she's murdered, only to wake up 10 years in the past, ready to change her fate and get revenge. Despite its gripping plot, the drama faced backlash in Korea, due to real-life scandals. One major reason for the backlash was the real-life scandals involving lead actress Park Min-young, who was linked to a financial scandal involving her ex-boyfriend, businessman Kang Jong-hyun. Reports claimed she had received large amounts of money from him, despite previously denying any financial connections. To make matters worse, actress Song Ye-eun, who played Ji-won's backstabbing friend, was accused of bullying by a former classmate who claims that she had been violent in high school. With these two scandals looming, Korean audiences became hesitant to support the drama. Additionally, the drama faced plagiarism and Islamophobia accusations related to the original webtoon, particularly a scene about a halal food business. While it struggled in Korea, international audiences loved it. Marry My Husband became the first K-drama on Prime Video to achieve massive global success, especially in the US, Canada, and Europe. Critics called it addictive and one of the best K-dramas of 2024. Despite the controversies, the drama's thrilling revenge story and record-breaking streams proved it was far from a failure. A simple romance with an unexpected twist sometimes, all you want from a K-drama is a sweet and heartwarming love story. Love Next Door starts off as just that, a light and cozy romance about childhood friends, Bae Suk-ryu and Choi Sun-hyo, who reconnect after years apart. With its charming small-town setting and relaxed storytelling, the show initially attracted viewers looking for an easy, feel-good watch. However, just when fans were getting comfortable with its warm and simple vibe, the drama took a sudden and unexpected turn. The biggest issue for many Korean viewers was the shocking cancer plot twist. In episode 8, just as the romance was starting to develop, Bae Suk-ryu suddenly experiences severe stomach pain. It is then revealed that she had been battling stomach cancer while living in the US, leading to the removal of 70% of her stomach. This twist completely caught audiences off guard. Many felt the shift in tone was too drastic, turning what seemed like a cheerful love story into an intense melodrama. The backlash was immediate, with viewers comparing it to Queen of Tears, another drama where a sudden illness plot divided opinions. While Korean fans were critical of this unexpected change, international audiences were more open to it. Some even felt it was a missed opportunity for the show to explore deeper emotions sooner. Western viewers, in particular, are more accustomed to dramatic plot twists that raise the stakes. For them, Love Next Door evolved from a simple romance into a more emotional and engaging story. Despite the controversy, the drama still offered a nostalgic and heartwarming experience, especially for international fans. The slow-burn romance between the main characters, the beautiful countryside setting, and the universal theme of rekindling lost love resonated well with viewers outside Korea. Additionally, K-dramas featuring illness and tragic twists have often performed well internationally. Shows like Uncontrollably Fond and Autumn in My Heart prove that many global fans appreciate heart-wrenching love stories. While Love Next Door may not have been the light-hearted rom-com people expected, it found a second wave of appreciation from those willing to embrace its unexpected emotional depth. Brewing Love, 2024, had a charming concept but struggled to win over Korean viewers, ending with a nationwide rating of just 1.8%. This romantic comedy takes a relaxed, feel-good approach to storytelling. It stars Kim Sejong as Cha Young-ju, a former Special Forces member who becomes a top liquor saleswoman, and Lee Jong-won as Yoon Min-ju, a sensitive brewmaster. The drama aimed to mix romance with personal growth in a refreshing way. So, why did it underperform in Korea? One key reason is its slow-paced, character-driven story. While some viewers enjoy a gradual build-up, others found it too slow, especially in the first few episodes. One reviewer even admitted that they considered dropping the show early on. Additionally, the predictable storyline and lack of high-stakes drama may have made it less appealing to Korean audiences, who often prefer fast-moving plots with more excitement. Despite this, Brewing Love gained popularity internationally. Many global fans appreciated its light, comforting tone, describing it as a fun, feel-good drama that focuses on characters rather than an intense plot. The chemistry between the leads was a major highlight, adding sweetness and emotional depth to the series. Beyond romance, the drama also explores themes of emotional connection and self-growth. The characters' journeys of healing and self-discovery made the story more meaningful, offering more than just a simple love story. In short, while Brewing Love didn't make waves in Korea, its simple charm and relatable characters resonated with international viewers.
Thank you for watching. Till next time.